everyone. So today I wanted to talk about some different things that are hitting people right now, and what I'm seeing is a big move towards this feeling of lack in their lives. So that could be lack of money, lack of um, lack of love, lack of basically abundance. Lack of abundance is the best way to put it. So when we're feeling that lack of abundance, it's normally because we're looking at the possibilities in the future that would be very negative, and we're actually starting to create that idea and reinforce that idea if we're focusing on it. However, what we need to be doing is what we call raising our vibration. How do you raise your vibration? Well, first of all, you recognize that you're experiencing those negative feelings. When you that the first step right there. So, as you recognize that you're feeling those negative feelings, what you can do is you can take a moment and just shut down everything. Stop. Put up a wall of defense around you, whether that's something you visualize, something you project outwards through your energy field, whatever is happening. So, you put that wall up. And then you start to bring in the light and the love that you feel around you. And there's a lot of light and love that's available to you. So bring in the good, release the bad. That's the basic idea as to how to raise your vibration. Now, a lot of people consider like this new age and stuff, but really it's spiritual from back in the day. Jesus lived in a high vibrational state, which is how he was able to conduct so many miracles. And he was able to use the energy, God's energy, around him to create things like raising people from the dead, healing people physically. And all of these things he did, and he promised us that we could do even more. So take a minute and think about that. Like, we can accomplish greater things than raising people from the dead, feeding thousands of people, and, eliminating illness. So we can do that too. He promised us that we could do that. And the focus is on where all that energy comes from. God is the source of energy. Now, different people have different forms of that, whether it be the universe, a higher power. I choose God as my higher power, and that's how I think of God. So, back to this lack and abundance. We're feeling it because of society in general. Society in general is lacking in love, lacking in the sustainable materials, lacking in social connections, lacking. So when we're looking at all this lacking in society, what do we do with that? Well, we take that on too, because a lot of us are empaths now. That's not something new in this world, although we're getting to be more empathic with each generation. So we're taking that on personally and applying it to our own personal life. Well, there went my bank account, getting lower again. I'm not going to have enough to get through this month. I'm not going to be able to make it. I'm going to lose my house. I'm going to lose my car. I'm going to lose. Well, that's that focus in lack of. So we're projecting that out. That's the energy that we're using to control and mitigate the outside world. But if we switch that, I live in God's abundance. And if we continue to focus on that, God's abundance provides for me. Now, I'm not saying that God's abundance is providing for me to be able to afford Starbucks every day. Yeah, I don't think that's where God's abundance wants me to be. So we have to be mindful and be good stewards of the gifts that God gives us. So, what does that mean, being a good steward? I was just talking to a friend about this the other day. We have to look at where our gifts are going. Are our spiritual gifts being used for building up God's kingdom, or are they being used to be codependent, be enmeshed, and being enablers? So that's the issue there. So what do I mean by that? If our spiritual resources are going to someone else who is not using them properly, then yes, we are living in lack, and that's going to continue because we don't have that abundant flow being recirculated in our environment. So if someone is helping us back as we help them, then that's great. But if we're giving and not receiving from others, then yes, we're living in lack of social abundance. Okay, so we have to analyze what we're doing with our spiritual gifts. Are we giving to those who are not receiving and utilizing it for building up our environment? And it doesn't mean like if I give you a spiritual gift that I expect you to give me a spiritual gift back. No, this isn't like a gift exchange, like a birthday present. Like if I get you a birthday present, you better get me a birthday present when it's my turn. No. This spiritual gift is something that gets passed on. You pay it forward. It may not come back to you. There's my kitty. It may not come back to you, but it is a spiritual gift that continues to change the environment in which you live. So you are eventually going to receive benefits from it, but it may not be a direct reception, and it might take years, even decades, to swing back around and bring you back that reward, but it comes back. So, spiritual abundance comes from God's love. And if you are expecting it to come from money, from other people, from things, then you're never going to experience spiritual abundance. And I want you to take some time, meditate on that idea, and focus on raising your vibration, living in that light and love that God has provided for us, and focusing on the true path that you're supposed to be walking today. And I hope you're blessed in abundance.